There's this idea that money doesn't grow on trees, but maybe it should. If only we had some of that money tree growing in our own backyards, think how much better off we'd be. The truth is that money can grow just like any other plant if you know where to put it. And it's not all that difficult to do either. It just takes some know-how and a little bit of patience. Here are 7 financial habits that will change your future. Number 1, live below your means. We're taught from a young age to live within our means, but very few people understand what that really means. Living within your means basically means spending only what you earn. But living below your means is an entirely different animal. Living below your means you spend less than you earn and save the difference. By doing so, you can use that saved money to invest and make more money, which means you can buy more stuff. You may have to cut back on some luxuries to get started, but the rewards of living below your means are huge. If you can stick to it, you'll always have money left over for investing. This can make the difference between being able to afford a new car or having to take the bus everywhere. It could mean the difference between going out with friends every weekend or staying in and cooking dinner at home. It might even mean the difference between being able to retire comfortably or working until you're 70. When you live below your means, you aren't constantly stressed about money because you know that even if something goes wrong, you have a safety net to fall back on. So start by cutting back on some luxuries and saving the difference. Then watch as your savings account starts to grow. 2. Invest early. Most people don't start investing until they're in their 30s or 40s. By that time, it's often too late to ever reach their financial goals. That's because the earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. If you invest $1,000 when you're 20, that $1,000 will have turned into almost $6,000 by the time you're 60, assuming an 8% annual return. But if you wait until you're 30 to invest that same $1,000, it'll only be worth about $3,700 by the time you're 60. That's a huge difference. Not only that, but studies show that people who start investing early tend to be more successful at it than those who start later in life. They're also less likely to get discouraged and quit. It doesn't matter how much money you have. What matters is when you start investing it. So start investing as soon as possible. Even if all you can afford to invest is $50 a month, that's better than nothing. And it'll make a huge difference in your future. Number 3, diversify your investments. One of the most important things you can do for your financial future is to diversify your investments. That means investing in a variety of different assets so that you're not relying on any one investment to make you rich. If you put all your eggs in one basket, there's a good chance that basket is going to fall. But if you spread your investments around, you'll be able to weather any storm that comes your way. There are many ways to diversify your investments. You can invest in stocks, bonds, real estate, commodities, and more. Just be sure to do your research and only invest in what you understand. It's also important to remember that diversification isn't a guarantee against loss, but it does reduce the risk. So before you invest any money, make sure you have a plan in place for what will happen if one of your investments goes bad. Number 4, invest in yourself. There's no better investment than yourself. When you invest in yourself, you're increasing your value, and that means you can earn more money, which means you can invest more money, which means you become even more valuable. It's a win-win situation. There are a lot of ways to invest in yourself. You can take classes to learn new skills. You can read books to learn about new topics. You can network with other professionals in your field to stay up to date on industry trends. Or you can simply invest in your health and well-being by eating right and exercising regularly. All of these things will make you a more productive and valuable employee, which will lead to more money. So don't neglect this important form of investing. Make it a priority if you want to secure your financial future. Number 5, have multiple income streams. There's a saying that goes, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And that's never been more true than when it comes to your finances. Having multiple income streams is one of the best ways to protect yourself financially. If something happens and you lose your job, you'll still have other sources of income to rely on. Multiple income streams also provide you with more flexibility. If you're unhappy with your job, you can quit without worrying about how you're going to pay the bills. You can also take more risks with your investments because you won't be as vulnerable to losses if something goes wrong. Some common ways to create multiple income streams include starting a side business, investing in rental property, creating passive income streams like YouTube, or building up a strong portfolio of dividend stocks. No matter how you do it, having multiple income streams is essential to securing your financial future. Number 6, learn to say no. It's tough to say no, especially when we're trying to please others. But learning to say no is one of the most important things you can do for your financial future. When you say yes to everything, you're spreading yourself too thin, and you're not able to focus on the things that really matter. You're also setting yourself up for failure because you're taking on more than you can handle. One of the best things you can do for your financial future is to learn to say no to the things that don't align with your goals. That means saying no to that new project at work, even though it'll probably be successful, or saying no to the social event you've been invited to, even though you'd have fun there. It's hard to say no, but it's worth it. The things you say no to today will set you up for success tomorrow. Number 7, don't be afraid to ask for help. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. We've been conditioned to think that we should be able to do everything on our own, but the truth is that we can't. There's no shame in asking for help when you need it. In fact, it's one of the best ways to ensure your financial success. Asking for help can open doors that would otherwise be closed to you. It can connect you with people who have the knowledge and experience to help you succeed in a way that you never could have on your own. For example, if you're struggling to get your finances in order, consider reaching out to a financial advisor. They can help you create a budget, save for retirement, and make smart investments. If you're looking to start a business, reach out to a mentor or business coach. They can provide the guidance and support you need to turn your business idea into a reality. There are many people who want to help you succeed. All you have to do is ask. If you want to change your financial future, then it's time to start investing. Now, the best way to get started is to open a new Roth IRA and start contributing to it every month. Dafe to get started. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe for more.